Hi everyone, it's Zoe from Cuts for Scruffs. I'm here today to talk to you about grooming your cats at home. So the most important thing you can do with your cats at home is to brush them. This depends on the breed of cat that you've got. Sharon is a Siberian forest cat, so she's got quite long fur, very fluffy fur, so we do have to do her sort of every day to every other day. But if you have a look at our Facebook page, where's she going? Where's she going? If you have a look at our Facebook page, and I will link it above as well, we have done a post on sort of all the different coat types, how often they need to be groomed, and what brushes to use as well. So with cats, obviously it's a little bit different to brushing the dogs. They don't tend to enjoy it quite as much as the dogs do. So Sharon is very good for her brushing, but I can't say it's her favourite thing in the world. Is it, darling? No. So we do sort of have to do a bit of a dance with Sharon as we go along. So bear with us and we'll get you all brushed out, won't we, Sharon? Yeah, good girl. Okay, so first thing we want to use is a slicker brush. So I use this on the dog grooming video as well. It's basically a brush. It can be double-sided or single-sided, and it's got short sort of metal pins all across the brush to be able to get right down to the skin and separate all the fur so it doesn't miss any little knots. That's definitely the best thing to use. You do want to make sure you're using enough pressure to get right down to the skin, but not too much pressure so you could scratch the skin as well, because they won't thank you for that. So yeah, so we're going to go ahead and start brushing. Sharon, like I said, she is very good for her brushing. Not the most enjoyable thing in the world for you, is it, darling? But since a kitten, I mean, we've given her treats, we've used sort of distractions, had other people hold her and comfort her and give her love at the same time. So anything that you can do to sort of make it a more pleasant experience for them, the better. And they'll thank you for that, won't we? Yeah. So particular areas that you want to be really persistent with is all around sort of the back of the ears on cats. They do tend to get a little bit knotty behind there, so you do have to make sure you're getting right in there. We're going to go underneath. I know, darling, you're being very good, aren't you? Going to go underneath, right down into her chest, and get all of these fluffy sections here as well. Okay, so then the back section on a lot of longer hair cats is quite silky. So because of this, you do need to give it a quick brush over, but it's not the most important place to be able to get done. So hang on, a quick brush is more than plenty for that. So then all this fluffy stuff underneath we want to get. So we're going to go right down to the skin. And if you feel like your cat is really fluffy, woo, hang on, really fluffy or really thick, you do want to make sure you get right down to the skin. So stay there, my darling. I know, you stay there. So you can separate the fur, and you want to go right down to the skin, like so, just to make sure you've got all of the dead fur out of there. We do want to do armpits as well. It's quite an area that does tend to get matted very quickly on cats. Hang on, sweetie. I know, it's going to be over soon. So you want to get right in the little armpit. Are you going up there, are you? Hey? Come on. Dance, 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 dance. Right in the little armpit. I know, sweetie. Calm your bum down. Get right in that armpit like that. There you go. I know. Now this is quite a good video for you guys, as obviously, I mean, pets at home, they don't tend to stand still. And I know that's it. Woo! Sharon, come here. That's a comment we tend to get off quite a lot of owners about how their pets don't let them brush them at home. Neither do groomers' pets. They're not the biggest fans of it at home. There's too many things going on. They want to see other things. So it's quite a good video for you guys just to sort of have a look about how we sort of persevere with it and how we move you around, don't we? Yeah. So then we want to make sure we get the other armpit as well. Ready? Good girl. Good girl. So we're going to go right in there and get that little armpit like that. Good girl. Well done. Clever lady. Okay. Woo. I know. So now we're going to turn her towards us. Now this is a bit that she doesn't tend to enjoy, so she probably will make a little bit of noise. Obviously we're not hurting her, she's not in any discomfort, but you're just more interested in other things, aren't you, sweetheart? Okay? So what we do, we hold them under their armpits and we're going to lay them on their back. I know. Ready? Okay. And then we're going to lay them on their back like so. I've got all your fur in my mouth, Sharon. So we're going to lay them on their back like so you can see their belly. Now Sharon is quite good at having her belly done. Obviously a lot of cats don't enjoy it at all. If it means getting yourself hurt over it, if they are scratches or biters or anything like that, obviously just leave it to the professionals. You know, we do have sort of the capabilities to be able to do that in the shops or at vets as well if the groomers aren't open. But if they are quite okay with having it done, you can do it at home. Obviously it's a place quite low down to the floor, so it does get matted quite quickly. So we're going to do a little belly now. As you can see, I've just got one hand behind her neck supporting her head, and we're just going to go and get that belly done. Now with cats, if you do it often enough, a quick 5-minute brush should be all that they need, just to separate the fur. So then we're going to go right down into a little groin like so, and get all of this knotty stuff down here and get all of that brushed out as well, like so. Okay, now if you'll let me, Sharon, I know you're being very good, we haven't had any meowing yet, eh? Whoopee! I know, sweetheart, I know, you're being very good, aren't you? Are you being very good? Yeah. So now we're going to get a little bum. I'm going to come in here and get her little bum. Good girly, darling. Obviously, this is a place on their back end where a lot of them can get quite matted very easily, especially the longer haired cats. So it's really important to try and get all that brushed out. And obviously, you can do down into their tail whilst they're in this position too. And get all of that brushed out there. I would just like to add, if you have someone who can hold the cat, I always say cats are a 2-person job mainly. In our salon we always have 2-3 people to a cat at any one time. It's a lot easier if someone holds them for you, but I thought I would show you how I do it by myself, just in case there's any of you out there who are you know, by yourselves and need to be able to brush the cat. So yeah, so that's what we would do. Get her all brushed down, make sure you've got into all of her bum and everything like that, like so. And then what we want to do is all of our work, we want to go back through with our comb. Okay, thank you. Okay, so now the comb is really important, obviously, to get all the little knots that your slicker brush hasn't got out. This will get right down to the skin and get any extra little dead bits of fur out, which are obviously the bits that sort of cause the matting and the knotting in the first place. So we're just going to go back over her with the comb, like so, and just make sure that we haven't got any little knotties. Good girl. And you can see there's enough pressure for me to get right down to the bottom, right down to the skin, but just to make sure there's no little knots that are left in there. Good girlie. Are you going to let me do your belly wash in that position as well? Oh, thank you. What a good girl. What a good girl, Sharon. What a good girl. Well done. Aren't you so clever? Okay, so now she's been really, really good. And let me do all her belly fine. Now we're going to do the top section. Okay? So we're going to do all on her neck and all underneath. So something I can suggest to you guys is if you are doing a cat alone and they will not stay on the sofa, they will not stay on your lap, something easier to do is to get them up on a high surface. So if you've got sort of a dining table or a kitchen counter, something that obviously you can wipe down afterwards, and you can get them on that, make sure you get them up on there, and they do tend to stay a little bit hi Doug, entering the video. So just to stay a bit calmer if they're up on something higher, that you can sort of control where they're jumping to. Obviously make sure the doors are closed, anything like that, so they don't have an escape route to run out to. And that's it really. I mean, with cats, it's very much an act of patience. You have to get them used to it over a sort of period of time. And as you can see, I mean, Sharon's a lot calmer now. She started off being a little bit fidgety, not really wanting it to happen. And then after a little while, she's realised, actually, that doesn't feel too bad. I'm quite enjoying it. A nice little scratch on my body. And she's been a very good girl now, aren't you, darling? Hey? Very good girl indeed. And that's it really, to be able to groom your cat. The only other thing I would suggest is if you have a cat that's outdoors a lot, they can tend to get naughty a lot quicker. So something that I do suggest is getting yourself a conditioning spray. So something like this, you don't have to use this particular brand, but you know, you can get these online, you can get them from most pet shops. We do sell a conditioning spray in our shop as well, obviously when we're back open. And that just, don't spray it on the cat because they don't like the noise of it, but if you spray it in your hands, smooth it onto their fur, any areas that are a little bit knotty, and then it means that getting those knots out are a lot silkier, a lot smoother, so it doesn't irritate the cat. So yeah, so that's all we want to do. Now Sharon's nice and brushed out, she's nice and silky, she's nice and smooth, she can go on her explore again. You ready? Gonna say bye to everyone? So see you in a bit. Let's share.